Superstars, happy Valentine's weekend. I feel like Dwayne Johnson in that Tooth Fairy movie.
The ultimate penalty.
You are hereby ordered to serve time as a tooth fairy.
I want you to sing my name. I know a lot of you don't know me. My name is Lebo. It's very simple. This is what you say. Lebo, Lebo, Lebo.
Welcome to Lieutenant Lebo. Now this is a show shining spotlight on the culture and everyone that you should know already know. Now superstars, we missed last Sunday and it is all because I am in such a transitional place in my life right now, and I think this is over. I think it is over right now, this transition or whatever. It was a good thing, it was a good thing, so nothing bad hopefully happened. But yeah, and I had already written out a script and everything. I was going to talk about the Super Bowl and the Grammys and Mariah Carey's tributes in great detail. But because now there's a lot that happened after that, I'm just going to, skim through all those. And then we talk about, what's happening with hot topics this week. And before I get into hot topics, there's actually, I was scrolling on One Day Only in South Africa. There's I don't know if it's international, I think it's a South African thing, but there's this app, One Day Only, or website, whatever it is, where you just shop for sales and whatever. And I came across Jaden Smith's shoe collection, not Louis Vuitton, Christian Louboutin shoe collection, but this was not his, because this was actually from Uggs. they're Uggs, so from Ugg. They were actually from Ugg. And I was like, did he copy? Did he copy that? I mean, it's not foreign for people to copy. Look at not Steve Madden. Look at Galaxy Boy. But also Steve Madden. Does Steve Madden copy? I feel like Steve Madden also copies. But Galaxy Boy is very famous for copying. And there's that whole debate where people are debating because Shein also has the dupes and Galaxy Boy whatever has also the dupes. So now people are like, and Shein is cheaper. Shein, whatever it is cheaper. So which one would you buy? Galaxy Boy or Shein? Same thing, just cheap. And they're both ripoffs. Ooh.
Yup.
Anyways, first let's get into hot topics. So, Mariah Carey's tribute, that was horrible. That was a horrible tribute. I don't know who organized that, but they need to be fired because they had... Firstly, I've never heard Kesha at a tribute. And there is Billy Porter, Jennifer Hudson. I hate that she's at every tribute because her voice is not it's not made for all types of songs. She can't unfortunately sing all types of songs. We've heard her butcher Dangerously in Love. She butchered Daniel Caesar's song, I forgot what it's named, with her. I just wanna see She butchered right now all of Mariah Carey's songs. She keeps on butchering them. And at least, she did, she can't, whistle. She doesn't have the whistle register, but she did, improvise with a real whistle, like the instead of the... Anyway, so yeah, there was just a few that I loved, I hated Billy Porter's, was it Dream Lover? It wasn't Dream Lover. It was Free Always Be My Baby. People are saying that, it sounds like the grown folks version, and whatever, but the vocals for me weren't giving because it just felt like it was, no. And Billy Porter looked a mess and has been looking a mess lately,
I don't know.
I don't know who their stylist is, But yeah, they need to rework, you know, his whole style or their whole style. But yeah, I also Kesha. I don't know why Kesha was there. I don't know why a whole lot of people were there. But I did like Charlie Puth. Actually, Charlie Puth sang down. You know, Charlie Puth. John Legend was okay. John Legend was okay. But Charlie Puth with I Still Believe. Actually, Charlie Puth also sang the national anthem at the Super Bowl. And that was also, wow, you know, vocals. And I haven't been looking at Charlie Puth like that, you know, in like, Charlie Puth is not even that, you know, famous to be looking at him like that. I mean, he is famous, but not in a, you know, like, looking for males. I guess The Weeknd, famous or whatever. Who's big right now in the male space? I don't want to say Chris Brown because you know, any beef with Chris Brown, you know, me and Chris Brown. But yeah, so I also like Lo Fei, or I don't know how to say her name, Lo Fei, or whatever it is. It's like that. And oh, it actually sounded like she reworked it, you know, she reworked It's Like That. And it sounded like, you know, like a H&M kind of songy kind of tune, you know, like maybe in Zara, and you're shopping and you hear it and you're just like, actually, I kind of vibe with this. Anyway, I don't want to, you know, talk much about. I just want to close this off, the tribute, by saying that, you know, I wrote people that should have been there, especially for Mariah Carey tribute. I want to see more of Ariana Grande because Ariana, that's her mother. That's her mother, you know. I wanted to see Cynthia Erivo, Leona Lewis, Tamar Braxton. Where is your Tori Kelly? Where is your Kelly Clarkson? Where is your Ledisi? And we can keep Charlie Puth and Lo Fei. And Flo. Oh yes, Flo. Flo sang Dream Lover, and that was amazing. So yeah, also Flo. Like those people, I need those people. Ntango, Jennifer Hudson. Like I don't need both Jennifer Hudson. I don't need all those other people who, you know, like no. Let's move on. I don't know if I want to talk about the Grammys because this year they were really a mess. Like, I know every year people be posting on YouTube saying the Grammys were a mess, but this year they're really a mess. From them changing the categories up and putting most categories in the pre-show, which no one watches. No one watches the pre-show. Let's be honest. Which I did. I kind of did. I loved Zara Larson's Midnight Sun, you know, but it was, you know, more vocals and less dancing. Like, she stripped it down, you know, and some people had a problem with it, and I was like, you guys really hate, in this generation right now, you guys hate vocals. I mean, I've seen people say people are over singing and everything else, and I'm just like, you guys are so used to the whisper singing right now of Billie Eilish and everyone else. And the bad vocals from other people, like how they said that Addison Rae was snubbed and she deserved that Best New Artist over, what's her name? Olivia Dean. And honestly, Addison Rae, you know, she's okay. You know, she's okay. I don't know with the vocals. People were saying that she is lip syncing. She really wasn't, just that the backing track was really high. So you could really hear her a little bit. You know, just like a Britney Spears, you know. But Britney Spears, you know, the thing that, you know, captivated audiences was that she could dance, you know, like she was a performer. You know, even Jennifer Lopez, you know, people forgive her bad vocals because she can dance, you know. Whereas, I don't know, with Addison Rae, I watched it was okay. And I saw why they gave her the garage. I mean, she was at the back of she didn't hit the main stage because I was like, it's cute, you want to step here. But we did see, amazing performances. Cat's Eye. I hate the song Nali. When it first, dropped or whatever, I actually thought that, it was targeted at teens, because it sounds horrible. But they made up for the dancing. Some people are like, it could have been better, their dancing or whatever. I loved the dancing. I loved their performance. I loved everything, those girls can perform. In terms of music, I need them to, someone needs to write for them because, I don't know, whoever wrote Nali, but it was just a mess. You saw that, there was no time in the pre-show that people were, if they called your name and you couldn't make it to the stage, then it's over with you. Even what's the Stuart Bernard, he ran across the stage. Because gonna miss your cue if you don't run, if you slow, because I don't know why, but it's because of also in the main show they wanted to add in more performances because Grammy viewerships have been lacking, not even for Grammys but for a lot of these award shows, and they are just trying to boost viewership and everything else. But hey, but I think I wrote down, I love Sabrina Carpenter's performance. I really loved it. I'm not a fan of Man Child like that. It's a good song. I don't think it's like her best work. I don't think it, I think she will do better. I know that she will, do better than that. Okay, spoke about Zara Larsson, spoke about Cat's Eye. Leon Thomas. Actually, Leon Thomas shocked me because I don't listen to him, but I really loved his performance. And he was supposed to come to South Africa with Doja Cat. Hey neighbor. But Doja Cat is coming, but we're gonna talk about that. Justin Bieber, I really liked the vocals for him singing Yukon and everything else. I did say in Lebo Listens, when I still had Lebo Listens, that I really love Yukon. So I love that, he stripped it down. I just don't understand why he stripped down literally into, his boxer shorts. But he stripped it down, Edison Ray, let's say Top of the Pops, girly, we need you to sing. I really want vocals. I'm a vocal queen. I want people to have vocals. I want people to, but if you don't have the vocals, because not everyone can have vocals, unfortunately, and the vocal people, they push them aside because they be lacking sometimes in terms of performance and looks. But if you can't, vocalize, then I need you to dance, perform, do something. Lola Young brought the house to tears, she was really good. I really like Samba. He really reminds me of Harry Styles, and also someone also reminds me of Harry Styles is Benson Boone. He's so hot.
Isn't he just so dreamy?
But did you see Sabrina Carpenter licking her lips over Bad Bunny? He's hot. I can't blame her. He's hot, and gonna get into the Super Bowl. But they did also take a selfie, Tate McRae with Zara Larsson and Tyler, the big three. They might, be the biggest stars out right now. And they will be rising to the top. But there was just a moment with Cher when people they were really going in on Cher because she kind of named Luther Vandross as the winner for instead of SZA and Kendrick Lamar for their song Luther.
Oh, the Grammy goes to Luther Vandross. Kendrick Lamar.
And it does sample Luther Vandross's song, and also, guys, like SZA said, I love SZA. You know, like she will stand up for what's right. Firstly, sometimes, but I love that she stood up for Cher and said, like, Cher is a legend. Cher is a legend. Let's not get that twisted. She is she's actually an inspiration. I change all my looks because of her. Like with her TV show. Oh, guys, to be sure. Oh, I need all her looks. I need all her wardrobe. I need all Cher. Give me your whole wardrobe, girl. I know that you have them in storage. Anyways, we also had last thing. Trevor Noah came for Nicki Minaj and your president. Who's this? Donald Trump. And there was this whole thing. Nicki, one thing about her, she is gonna rant on Twitter, and she did her whole big one, even coming for Trevor, saying that he's gay.
Lucy, stop it. Denial is a river in Egypt. Your husband is gay.
And then after, oh my gosh. And then after, he was caught walking with this other guy, and people think that that's his boyfriend. I mean, it is suspicious, the fact that he actually didn't want to do the interview. When you saw the cameras, he like walked away with the alleged boyfriend. It is weird. It is suspicious. I don't know. Trevor, my love. I mean, he was linked with Dua Lipa, and before that with this other woman, which I don't know her name. I don't think she was famous. She wasn't famous. No, she's not famous. But I do know that he was linked with Dua some other time, and I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised. Like I said, a lot of these men in Hollywood. Anyway, yeah, so the Grammys were missed a lot, but let's get into the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl performance was good. We had Bad Bunny performing. I don't really listen to Bad Bunny, so I wasn't even familiar with his songs or everything like that. And I watched it. I really can't comment on his vocals or everything like that because, like I said, I don't listen to him and I don't understand the language. But I can comment on other things. I can comment that, I really loved his outfit, which was actually custom Zara. And Zara is that girl, so you know what? A little bit expensive, but Zara is that girl. So you know what? I really loved his outfit. I really loved the production of it all. I loved that the bushes were actually people. Oh my gosh. The bushes were actually people. And that means, a lot of people got paid, I loved the whole, I don't know, but that whole production was 10 out of 10. What else? What I will say that actually his performance was actually necessary. I know that a lot of people were kind of, especially the MAGA people, but his performance was actually necessary because firstly, the whole thing that's happening with ICE, but also, actually, people have been coming for Jay-Z and everything else because, I mean, they want their faves on that stage. And you know what? Jay-Z has been, actually curating that whole NFL thing very well. I will give him props for that because he has brought a lot of, people of color, first of all, to that stage, because before that, there would hardly be people, like there would be your Michael Jackson, your Diana Ross. Oh, love me some Diana Ross. There would be, all those people, your legends. But right now, it's not even just legends, that go onto that stage. You also have your, like your Bad Bunny. He's not a legend. On his way to being one, probably, yes. But I wouldn't say he's a legend right now. And I just feel like, a lot of people who are just against Jay-Z picking those people are people who want their faves. Like, Nicki Minaj, your young money people, people bid every year, say, I want this person on there. And then they, anyways, we Blue Ivy and Rumi were there, you know, with their daddy. Of course, it's a daddy-daughter day. Blue Ivy also did her tradition of jumping. Well, yeah, that photo of her jumping, and this time Rumi joined in on the fun. Actually, Blue is actually starting to be that girl. You know, she is starting, you know, to become a socialite. I wouldn't say that right now she is, you know, a superstar, whatever, because we don't know what she is into right now. We don't know if she's gonna sing, she's gonna dance, she's gonna model, or whatever. But I will say that her socialite status is rising. Socialites, you know, we actually don't have socialites anymore. Yeah, I don't think we do. It is actually sad for me because I really do love you socialites. And I will say socialites are people like your Paris Hilton, your Kim Kardashian, your Lori Harvey, your, you know, those people, you know. Actually, we do. Your Lori Harveys are your socialites, you know, people who are famous for being famous, you know, like, and I feel like socialites are replaced by influencers right now, but yeah, I really would love for socialites to come back, you know. Yeah. And then we also had, I don't know, people said they spotted Beyonce in that cubicle. We don't know if that's really her, you know. If it is her, they busted you, girl. If not, well, we also had Kim K and Lewis Hamilton possibly debuting their relationship. People created AI pictures of them kissing. This AI generation is crazy, actually, because now you're fantasizing on people kissing and you even making it a reality. Kendall and 21 Savage, they were seen walking together, but 21 Savage had such a funny reaction of, not reaction, but, you know, he was just caught walking towards the wall because he is dating Lado. And, you know, like we said, it was rumored that they might, you know, have a baby in the band, which turned out not to be true. But yeah, so he's just into Lado like that he is, you know, about to kiss the wall for her. And she had a funny reaction posting, you know, a song saying to the wall or something like that. So, you know what? Yeah, but Kendall Jenner was there and she is Bad Bunny's ex. You know, maybe something will be rekindled because why was she there, you know? Like, I mean, she's allowed to be there, but because actually the Super Bowl, I did want to say after, but let me say it now, the Super Bowl is turning out to be like this spectacle for celebs, you know? Like, I just feel like it's going to be the new, not new, but it's going to be a Met Gala-esque thing where, you know, celebs meet, because I feel like it used to be the Grammys also outside of Met Gala, but now the Grammys no one goes to there, and especially since it's like music-esque, whereas Super Bowl would be for everyone, because Mr. Beast was there, Rose was there, or Rose, I don't know. We also had Flavor Flav was there. If you don't know him, you would know New York, Tiffany Pollard, yeah, I love her. She's a queen, you know. She's been in so many memes and whatever. If you don't know her, I don't know where you are, girl. Cardi B made cameo on the stage, on the floor, on the field, you know, during the performance, which I hated, because Lady Gaga performed, and I also hated that. I hated the fact that they tried reworking that with a smile, but she was singing like, you know, like slow, whereas the melody, the beat, you know, was very fast, so it just, you know, was not the greatest thing ever. I don't know who agreed on that. Lost in the words that we speak. And people are mad that, you know, Lady Gaga is a white woman, and this was a political, like I said, a political Super Bowl day performance, you know, with the ice thing and everything happening, and Trump not wanting Bad Bunny to perform. And yeah, so it was weird because I would have loved someone from Puerto Rico to perform also, you know, even have you, yeah, like Cardi B should have performed. That was weird. For yeah, that's all. The only thing that's left is Cardi B and Stefan Diggs breaking up, but that's no surprise. That's no surprise. She legit still is married, and she moved from Offset to Stefan, who people picked up that they actually have the same name with just an N in Stefan's name. So I mean he has so many baby mamas. Like, he's no different from Offset. He has cases, he has everything. Like, there's just a lot with Stefan, you know. Like, people only liked him because he's fine, you know, and he, you know, plays the NFL, and he even lost, you know, that game, and he brought his alleged mistresses to the game. It's crazy, but I just think people just liked him for her because he's fine. But honestly, he was no better. He's no better than Offset. He's exactly the same. So yeah, superstars, I'm not surprised that it's over. But now let's get into the hot topics of this week. So Rihanna was spotted during a grocery run, and honestly, she's doing everything but dropping that new music. I don't think she's gonna drop that new music, but anyways, this actually is interesting because she and a lot of these celebs, you know, are, like we said, you know, they are trying to be relatable, they are trying to be accessible, and you know, they are just doing all this, you know, to just, you know, also be humanized and everything. But Azealia Banks has a problem with all that, taking to Twitter to say that she misses the day when celebs were, you know, like, you know, grand, you know, like they were, you know, this huge, you know, celebs. Like, celebs were really like, you know, people that you couldn't access and everything, and they were really out of touch with reality and everything else. And a lot of people don't agree with her because, you know, a lot of people just want to, you know, just relate to your celebs and whatever, and that's why they call all these celebs capitalists, like your Kim Kardashians and all that. And honestly, when it comes to me, I do miss, now hear me out, I do miss the mystique that came with being a celeb, you know. I really miss when, you know, how celebs would move, like how Beyonce moves, you know, like she doesn't, you know, interview, she doesn't do interviews, she doesn't, you know, tweets, she doesn't, you know, do all those stuff, but she will, you know, post a random picture here and there and whatever. Whereas your Nicki Minaj will, you know, just express all her views and everything else. Your Azealia Banks will, Tokyo Tony and Azealia Banks aren't even celebs, but you know, your Kanye West will go on these rants and everything else and just, you know, damage their whole reputations. And I just wish that, you know, they would just, you know, keep quiet, because like, I don't need to hear all those damaging opinions. Like, no, you know, because it does tarnish your brand. Like, look at Nicki Minaj. She went from being respected, you know, she went from, you know, saying, Miley, what's good, and people, you know, shaking and trembling in their boots, to now people disrespecting her. Like, the Grammys, the people at the Grammys were clapping, you know, they were clapping that she wasn't present. They were happy, they were, you know, ecstatic.
Nicki Minaj is not here. She is not here. She is...
And that's why she was, you know, like, touched. She was really touched, because, you know, you wouldn't be ranting if you're not touched, but she was touched, you know, because now people are, you know, clowning you. They are, you know, rejoicing that, imagine people rejoicing that you're not there. That is crazy. That is like, you know, you have reached, you know, peak downfall. Like, let's be honest, you know, like, and the Bobs will say, you know, like, yeah, she's all that and whatever, but yeah, she has sadly, you know, tarnished her brand, you know, not fully, but she has. Let's move on.
We've heard about Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj shut down a photo shoot. Oh my God! No one wants to work with Nicki Minaj!
So Serena Williams has partnered with Ro, a company that offers weight loss medication. And I'm actually conflicted with this because, I mean, she has retired from tennis, you know, and she is allowed to pivot. She is allowed to be a businesswoman. But at the same time, and I don't want to make her the face of being an athlete or whatever, but she is one of the greatest athletes in the world. And, you know, being one of the greatest athletes and you are promoting a weight loss drug, like, we are in the Ozempic era, I get it, but, and I know a lot of people are, you know, wanting to, you know, lose weight using shortcuts and whatever, but it's off-putting, especially since being an athlete, you're not supposed to be on drugs, I know, right? You're not supposed to be on any drugs, or can you be on some drugs? But I don't know if you would be allowed to be on weight loss drugs. Like, get her something else. Like, you are an athlete. Get her shoes, get a shoe deal, get a racket deal, get her something, get her being the face of pedal, something. Like, just not this. This is not it. Like, it's like, imagine if now an athlete decided to promote steroids. See? Like, it would be a problem because steroids are banned. They are illegal. So, now, it's not, yeah. Now, lastly, I want to talk about such big news. Zandile Dlamini is coming to South Africa. And, okay, better known as Doja Cat. And she is coming because of Global Citizen. And before you ask, is it confirmed or whatever? Is she really coming? Should we spend our money? Whatever. Yes, yes, and yes. Spend it, my love. Buy those tickets. Buy them now. Okay, don't buy them now. I haven't bought mine. So but buy those tickets and everything because Global Citizen is reputable. It is like, I mean, it is the greatest thing ever. It actually raises funds for charity, so it's actually, you know, a good cause. It's for a good cause. But you are not gonna be experiencing another Hey Neighbor incident, loves, you know, so you guys can purchase those tickets. And it's actually a huge moment for Doja Cat to actually be coming because like I said, her name Zandile Dlamini, and I'm Malaratna, but Zandile Dlamini, she is actually Dumisani Dlamini's daughter, so she does have South African roots, but she does have a little bit of bad blood with her dad because, you know, some South African dads, they choose to be fathers, so he chose and decided to pop up when she was, you know, this whole brand and everything else. So maybe, you know, there will be a dad-daughter reconciliation happening at the concert. Maybe he will be present within the crowd, or he will be backstage, you know, talking to his daughter finally. But yeah, it's actually such a great thing that Doja Cat is coming. I know that I'm ecstatic over this. I love me some Doja Cat. I love Doja Cat. So I'm going. I am going. Just, they shouldn't just, you know, take those prices up because actually they are only giving us, is it 33 days? I don't know. It's such short notice, like the 20th of March, and today they actually announced this yesterday, so it was the 13th of Feb, and that's not enough, you know. That's not enough time. That's just one paycheck for some of us. Why would they do this? Why would they do this? Like, I can't, you know, you can't even plan, you know, because it's in Pretoria, and like, you have to plan for accommodation if you really are going to be traveling. You have to plan for outfits. You have to plan for everything else. You need to eat when you're there. You need drinks. You need everything. You need, oh my gosh, 33 days. Just over a month. Oh my gosh. Why are they doing this to us? But yes, let us go, superstars. Let us go.
Answers up die, meaning we are ready.
But superstars, that is it for our show this week. And thank you so much for watching. And I know. It was just a transitional phase, so we won't be skipping any more days. Hopefully, you just never know with life, you know. But yes, superstars, I will see you guys next Sunday. Mwah.